First and foremost, before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Yahweh
Shai,
Bahashem,
Rakakwadash. We're also going to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all you brothers out there. And we just want to do a quick lesson that's based on the blackouts that happened out there in San Francisco. All right, and San Francisco. If you, I don't know if brothers have seen the footage, but they didn't have any electricity. Those self-driving Teslas, and taxis, right? They basically malfunctioned. And it basically, because they showed you that in, what was that movie called? Leave the World Behind,
yeah.
right? When everything was, basically malfunctioning, the Teslas, were driving full speed and crashing into each other and basically blocking the entire, route, and I'm sure other things, happened, in San Francisco, right? But point being, though, is, blackouts like that, that's going to lead to, chaos, okay? Because imagine if that blackout lasted, several days, all right? What's going to happen, quickly is, murder, rape, home invasions, theft, burglaries. That's what comes with these things,
I got a preset.
All right. So, it's just something, because we've been talking about this for years, how there's going to be, what they would call black swan events, right? Where you got multiple situations occurring all at once to basically cripple, society to their knees. And that's what he's going to do eventually, in particular the elites. They want the common person to be in such a bad, predicament that those people are going to do whatever the elites say. You see? All right, but you got it, Doc.
Yeah, just real quick. This is Isaiah 60:2. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people," which are the times that we're coming into right now, man. All right, where these people aren't gonna have any clue on what's going on, as well as it is gonna be physical dark times, because it's not. They've been talking about an energy crisis for like the past 4 or 5 years. Talking about actually longer than that. It's probably been maybe 7 years. They've been talking about there's been an energy crisis, but there's no such thing. Esau's just trying to corner the markets on certain ways on how he can use certain energy, because energy is everywhere, man. All right, it's in the air. It's in our bodies. Everything, you can conduct electricity or some mode of transportation based off of anything that's in the Earth's atmosphere, and a lot of it could be a lot less harmful. But where's the money in that? If you're not using oil, which is this trader commodity that keeps this world spinning. That's another reason why they be knocking people off, man. But essentially, Ben, there's going to come a time to where everything's going to be completely shut down. Nothing's going to be moving, man. All right? Like, I know Elder Malcolm, he would speak about how you ain't seen darkness until you put your hand in front of you and you can't see it at all. You can't see where you're going. Well, that's how it's going to be out here, man. It's going to be pretty much like Jumanji, man.
Yep.
Because once this shit gets shut down, you're not going to have... It talks about that. I'll get it. That there's not going to be anybody to till to the ground.
Yeah, and we live in this modern day society where everybody's used to what, having a flashlight on their phone, right? Some type of night lights. What do you call those, like sensor lights? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're just used to being able to see when they want to. Look, these people, they don't know how to create a fire. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost. Secondly, these people don't have, basically torches. You know what I'm saying? Different, candlesticks, to light up the area when things go bad.
Everything's convenient.
Yep. All right, so it's going to get real ugly out here. We live in the I'll say, the basest that humans have ever been. They don't know how to do anything. All this smart technology has made the people foolish. You know? But you got it, bro.
Is 2 Ezra 15:10, it says, "Behold, my people is led as the flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." Right? And the reason why you have this going on is because the Lord is getting ready to close shop on this place. All right? When the lights start flickering, what does that mean? It means the owner of the shop, he can't pay the light bill. Because what? Money's not coming in, so sooner or later, he's going to have to shut down business. And that's what's about to happen. But Esau thinks that he can rebrand. No. The Lord's not going to let you rebrand, man. After this place gets destroyed, that's it. All right, it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues. The Lord is now smiting Egypt with plagues, man. To where now your storehouses are being cursed, man. All right, the infrastructure is being destroyed. The women are turning into whores. All right, more soft men. Even your president's a soft man. All right, it just came out that he, with the little Epstein stuff with him and Clinton. All right, but all this just to say, it's too much shame. It's too much lewdness. The bar is dropping and is entering into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna cause Esau to fall by making Esau see a prize in a mirage that's not there. It says, as before, and I will destroy all the land of Egypt. I will destroy all the land thereof, which lets you know it's not talking about the original Egypt. It says as the plagues before. This is the second Egypt. All right, the house of bondage. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it.
And one of those plagues was what? Darkness. Okay? And that's what's going to happen, to the States. We saw a little glimpse of it in San Francisco, but it's going to happen, everywhere at some point, All right? Like I said, these elites, they're going to orchestrate something to create chaos. Because they got to do a thing called order out of chaos. All right, they create what is that? The whole problem, reaction, solution. They create the problems. Which generates a reaction from the people, and then now they have the solution. And we all know this all ties into what? Revelation 13 and 16, the MOTB, the mark of the beast. Okay. That's going to be the end game of everything. Look, all roads lead to this, okay? At the end of the day, you see? There's no avoiding it. It's going to happen. It's going to take place, all right? You got it, Doc.
This is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand."
Yeah, and let me say this, right? Even with the blackouts, right? All these cities, all these different businesses, corporations, they have backup plans when these things occur.
Contingency plans.
They have emergency lightings, whatever they call it. So you're telling me, mind you, San Francisco is one of the biggest cities in the States. You're telling me that you just had a blackout in that city and you didn't know what to do, and there was no backup generators, nothing? Even if the backup generators, I'll say this, even if it didn't give like full light, you know what I'm saying? You're telling me you couldn't give it like a dim light throughout the city? Come on, man. That's how you know he's behind this.
Yep.
They're just doing a thing called social experiment. They're getting their case studies done right now. They're observing the people and jotting down some notes. You got to remember, Esau, he's a mad scientist, okay? And you're his guinea pigs. Hey, the common person is Esau's little guinea pig, his little lab rat. You know what I'm saying? All right? Come on, man. You got it, bro. I think there was more, right? Was there more to that?
Covered fields. That was pretty much it.
Okay, con.
I did have this in... I was going to finish this in Isaiah 60, though.
Okay, con.
This is Isaiah 60:2. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people." Right, because it's really just a trial run that Esau's getting y'all ready for, man. Because sooner rather than later, it is going to be like that out here, man. Hunger Games, man.
Yeah.
You know, and which that's still his social experiment to get people to take the C hip. You know, but it's all just doomed experiments with this dude till he gets to his NWO. You know, which is gonna be experimentally being tried, and then that's gonna fail, but the Lord is gonna allow it to happen. Because that's all everything that Esau's tech is just a bunch of failed experiments until he got this, and then it still ended up breaking down. He has recalls on almost all of his products, all right, unless he just didn't make it. And then some of the shit he still didn't make, but he used cheap materials, and you know, it still came back that way, man, all right, because this place is failing, all right. It's not what it used to be 50, 60 years ago, man, all right. It is going down the drain. From the economy, all right, to housing. Housing is terrible.
Hey, the scriptures say what? Egypt has erred in all its ways.
Yep.
Roughly paraphrasing it. It doesn't matter what you look at. It's a failing society right now. And everybody sees it too. You know, you look at the comment boards. You know, people talk about, man, music is just not hidden anymore like how it used to. You know, Hollywood, they said it. You even had Quentin Tarantino. You know, he's one of the top directors out in Hollywood. He said that that basically Hollywood is at its worst since like the 1950s.
Yeah.
He said it's terrible, and you see it. You got random trilogies coming out 20, 30 years later. Like, what is the point of this? You know, you got what, the Gremlins 3 coming out. Like, who wants to watch a movie 30 years later? You know what I'm saying? They had, what, Beetlejuice #2?
Not to mention the target audience that they would try to meet, which is like what these younger generations, they are all into TikTok and different things like that.
Exactly.
And now we're in the time of boycotting these celebrities, you know, which is what a lot of these, I guess you could say, older Gen Z motherfuckers are starting to do. Because, hey, once again, everything is closing shop. You know, what was it say? The stars from heaven shall fall. You know, we use that. It's ultimately for the chariots, you know, that star of wormwood. But at the same time, the Lord is causing these celebrities to fail, man.
Yep.
All right? They all had a purse with Esau Edom, man. They prepared the table for that truth, for a nation that could not save them, man.
Yeah, even Matt Damon, they were talking to him about, you know, the movie industry. You know, he's been in the game since, you know, the 90s. And, you know, he's not only an actor, but he's a director. Not only is he a director, he's a producer as well. And he was making a point that you don't see, like, new creative films out because it's too much of a gamble. See, because he was talking about how back in the day, you had what? The initial, you know, premiere, right? When it first comes out in theaters. He said you get a big check from that. And then after, you know, the premiere, you had what, like the dollar shows. You know, that's another check. Then you had what? Things going on DVD. He said that was like another, in a sense, not as big, but you get a huge revenue off of it. It was almost like another movie premiere for that movie. Then you have all the contracts and deals with, you know, like HBO, Showtime, you know, the different television programs, and you would make money. He says since streaming is now involved, he said it's hard to gamble on these new movies. It has to basically be a cookie cutter type of movie where they know that they're going to guaranteed make money. That's why there's nothing, you know, new and fresh anymore.
Yeah.
It's through, man.
Hey, and then even going on the music tip, because it says that the daughters of music shall fall, damn, let me just get it.
Be brought down low, roughly paraphrasing it?
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 12. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves, which is going on right now. The elites, man, they're trembling. That's why they're trying to go ahead with this new world order. And the grinders cease because there are few. So that goes for all jobs, you know, small and great. All right, superstar to your doctor, to that dude in the grocery store. Jobs are not being generated, man. And they've been lying, saying that they have been. But it says, and those.
Because your competition now is AI.
Yep.
It's not even other people. It's actually AI. Things that are artificial are replacing you, and it's in all fields. Okay, they were talking about that. It's not just okay. A random robot that's serving you. Man, it's everything, bro. You got what's that dude? Timberland. He literally, which is how are you gonna sign something that's artificial? Whatever. They just got to make it all big and all. It's huge production out of it. But point being though is, he has an AI artist on his label, bro. And more people are doing that. It's not just him. I believe, was it? It might have been like Puffy or what is that other dude? One of these whatever, people who got labels. They literally have so-called hired AI artists, bro. It's done, man. It's done, bro. Then hey, look, you don't need lawyers anymore. You could, as Chat GPT or whatever, AI system, about your problem, and they'll give you the answers. You got robot delivery drivers. You see those little things in the bougie areas in Chicago.
Not face to face, no.
I've seen it, bro, face to face. It's a little robot, like like kind of reminds me of almost like a red wagon. You remember those when you were like a little kid?
Yeah.
Something like that, but with the covering and just driving, just riding along, bro. Delivering food. It's done, bro.
J5.
Right? But you got it, bro.
Yeah, it says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yep.
Because it's funny that nigga Tupac had said it. He was like, he basically broke down how music eventually is about to really be trash, especially rap, because he said eventually it would just be the sample of the sample of the sample. With all this ghostwriting, bad music, and now that even women have taken, that's how you know this feeling. It's almost just like Rome when women start to gain power. And we thought mumble rap was bad. The female artists are 10 times worse than the male artists, man.
Stripper rap.
Like, I listened back to mumble rap, and I was like, damn, this actually wasn't that bad as what I was complaining about years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like the brother said, stripper rap, man.
That's all it is, bro.
And promoting lewdness, which rap was already doing that for the longest, because they didn't want rational thought in the music industry to make Jake actually think, because then they wouldn't be killing each other. But at the same time, the music is complete trash now, man. It's going beyond what it was before, man, or what it was meant to be. But hey, that just shows you that everything that is established in this place, the Lord said, every tree that my Father did not plant shall be plucked up, and hewn into the fire. So all this whole America is about to be tossed into the fire, man, because the Most High is not dealing with it for prosperity.
I got this. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And that's all you see in this entire world right now. Just nothing but chaos, confusion, destruction, everywhere you go. The scripture says what? That red horse, he was to take peace from the earth. And you see it. There's no stable country, really. Yeah, the West looks a little better, so to speak, than other areas of the world. But it's through, man. It's through. I was just watching clips out there in Brussels, right? That's in Belgium. Because they got all these protests with the farmers and all that. The farmers were literally taking their tractors and their like what is it? Like their plows, for lack of words, and just going right into city buildings, bro. Like like city halls and all that shit, bro. Just trashing it, man. In France, you had farmers dumping manure again in the streets of France, lighting things on fire. Well, in France, it's a constant war zone, bro.
Yeah.
It's done, man. Society is through. This is not how it was back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. This is the world in 2025, going to 2026. All right? But let me keep reading. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And that's what we're going to see. We see little clips here and there of you might see a bug out, or do a random attack on somebody. But it's going to get to a point where somebody that was, a law-abiding citizen, right, that was, always following the rules, they're going to break the so-called law. And that's because they're going to be doing desperate things because of desperate times. It's about to get real ugly out here. And situations like that blackout, that's going to only, increase the chaos. Because I'm telling you, at first people are cool. All right, they may, be civilized, and they may be, they may talk about it. It's like entertainment. Like, oh damn, the blackout, man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But what happens when it's day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5? Now these people are going to become animals. That's what I was saying. Hey, can you get their wives shall be ravished? Hey, people are going to be raping and taking. Okay? Hey, people are going to, like I said, they're going to be doing breaking and enterings. There's going to be murders. Because people are like, oh, damn, there's no security cameras? Damn, there's no lighting? Oh, shit. I've been wanting to get so-and-so. I've been wanting to get my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get into that spirit, bro.
Purge.
Exactly, that purge spirit. And that's what Esau wants. Let's keep reading, though. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 16. "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their king nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And I just mentioned it. All these different countries are having nothing but, uprisings against the government. And that's because the governments are overtaxing, okay? They're, seizing properties.
Weird laws.
Yeah. They're constantly taking, money, you know what I'm saying, illegally, because that's what happens, right? Let's just say, like for instance, even out in California, you had what was that, Newsom? He was that governor out there. He said like basically I think it was like $8 billion, something crazy, bro, was to be used for homeless, the homeless, right? To fix their issue out there in the state of California.
Okay.
Bro, it looks terrible. They didn't do a damn thing with that money. Oh no, I'll tell you what they did. They pocketed that shit, and they're doing whatever they want. That's where the money's going. That's where your taxes are going. It ain't to help you out.
Okay.
No, man. It's to help the upper echelon and their agenda.
Yeah.
That's it.
They snorted it.
Exactly. They bought little kids. They bought drugs.
Oh, shit.
They're flying private jet planes to wherever. They're investing in new products. They got Trader, inside. You know what I'm saying? Or is it inside trading, whatever it's called?
Inside trading, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think Nancy Pelosi got all this money? She's an insider, even though that's illegal. But hey, nothing's happened.
It's illegal if you get caught.
Exactly. But everyone knows what's going on, man. All right, but let's get this. It says, 2 Ezra 15 and 17. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." And that's martial law. And martial law doesn't necessarily mean that you can't leave that said city. Like out here in Chicago, what we like to say is, all the different neighborhoods that are in our city, those are all going to be checkpoints. Look, you're not going to go, from Chinatown to Bridgeport. You're not going to go from Rogers Park to Lakeview. That's not happening anymore. You know, you're not going from the medical district to Pilsen. No, you stay where the fuck you're at. That's that. You see? And it says here, this is back in 2nd Ezra 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed, and houses, Salakia, the pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that's what's coming. Eventually, look, people are going to have, issues, getting, food, water, medicine, the basic necessities, electricity, gas, and people are going to go buck wild, man.
Yep.
That's what is going to eventually occur. And these situations, with these blackouts, that's only going to push it further. Hey, he knows what he's doing. Right now, like we said, he's just, studying everything. He's just messing with the people. Watch when they really say, nah, let it go for 7 days. Watch. And you women, man, it is coming. That ain't just women, man, but it's a lot of people are about to get, snatched up. And they're about to be assaulted. Raw dog, too, man. It's going to be sick out here.
Gundam style.
Oh, shit. What you got it, bro?
This is Isaiah 13 and 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. All right, so that's going to be one of the reasons why brotherly love is going to wax cold. People aren't going to be helping each other because they're not trying to get fucked up. They're not trying to be a part of your judgment, which you've been saying that more and more, where all them cowards on that train, they ain't say nothing to defend that woman. Nah, niggas not about to fucking die over some random bitch they wouldn't have gave him the time of day. All right, and that's about to happen with a lot of people, man. Whether it be the elderly or even children in some cases, man. Because people gonna be having militias, and it's gonna get to that point to where it's gonna get bad. It's not gonna be like where they turn the camera away on a scary movie or some Hollywood film. Everything is gonna be legit out there for everybody. Everybody can get it. Ready to eat for everyone.
And I was gonna say this too. The reason why a lot of people don't help either is because they're afraid that some type of lawsuit is gonna be put on them.
Yeah. Because
that's the society that we live in. You do something that's actually righteous, and now you're getting blamed. Well, he did X, Y, Z to me. I need to be compensated for this. And it occurs actually a lot. More than you actually, think. You see that happen a lot, man. Somebody be, is that superhero, right? And now, it's like in the, what is that? The Incredibles. Remember? Mr. Incredible, he got blamed for basically saving people.
Yeah. No more vigilantes.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, you could thank E for this whole system that's ass backwards. You got anything else or no?
No, it's just more.
Okay, come on.
It's verse 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Yep. So that's what's going to happen. Your goods are going to get taken. Whatever, that's a useful resource. And look, they talk about the wives getting ravished, but we know it's not just the wives.
Yeah.
Children are getting ravished.
Shit,
You're getting ravished.
Yeah, they're going to be butt breaking is going to be amongst everybody.
Because you got to remember, the scriptures talk about what? That this is a spiritual Sodom in Egypt. What do you think they were doing in both, the empires of Egypt, or the empire of Egypt, and the empire of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the other three cities? There was a lot of freakism going on, man. Okay? A lot of freakism. And we got an example in the scriptures. What is that, Genesis?
Yeah.
Look, you had the men of Sodom. And I thought about this one day, bro. I was like, dude, Lot was gonna give his 2 daughters, right? To get, and it's, you gotta think about this, to get gangbanged, bro. Real talk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was gonna give 2 virgins who had no experience with men, ever. He was like, take my daughters. Basically, they were gonna get gangbanged, but them damn sodomite men said, no, man, we want the angel. Well, they didn't know they were angels, but we want man's booty, basically. Give them up. Give that ass up. You know what I'm saying? That's some sick shit, bro. That's the society that we live in.
2 badass women.
They don't even want that. No, they said, I want the man's booty. And that's what these people are about out here, man.
I ain't come to play with no little girl.
Was it Chris Hansen? I call you Chris Hansen. Oh my God, man. But, and it's crazy because it's gonna be the most thug that's gonna do that shit. It ain't even gonna be, you know, like a regular Joe Schmo, so to speak.
Well,
that
gangbanging shit is demonic. It goes hand in hand with homosexuality. Sons of Belial. That's written in the scriptures, man. All right? That's why they, you know, Jake be going to jail on that shit. It's a lot of prison thugs out here that some of them are actually full-blown LGBTQ too. Or some of them, you know, they still in the closet because they know that most niggas still see that as a shameful act. You know, but yeah, you gonna have that type of spirit out here, man. Rough sodomites, you know, that don't say no to no flesh.
God damn, bro.
They the scansexual. Pansexual.
This shit's wicked, man. That's why we gotta get out of here, man.
Yep. Hey, gross darkness to people, man.
Yep.
That's a part of that gross darkness that the Lord is gonna bring out here, where you're gonna have different demonic ass activity going on, man. You're gonna have a lack of empathy, man. No compassion for the next person. And you see how it is now. Now that people are so angry and into themselves, man. But how much more when the tree is no longer green?
That's right. We could probably end it.
Yeah.
And with that, you know, hopefully this was edifying. And, you know, we want to end it by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Also, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to all you brothers out there. Shalom and a Baba Ball.
Shalom, a Baba Ball.
Shalom.